because immediately the default options are fuels that are much less clean.
For the next hour, Shawn Wilson explores the energy industry with news and interviews from around the corner and around the globe.
Nuclear is one of the directions that we should innovate in.
The Exploring Energy Show begins now.
So I'll get right back to it here. The Phillips 66 and Valero have both bought cargoes of Venezuelan crude oil coming out of Venezuela. Okay, both brought the crude from trading house Vitol, sources said, adding that it was traded for delivery to the U.S. Gulf Coast at a discount of about $8.50 to $9.50 a barrel to Brent crude oil. Vitol and rival trading house Trafigura were the first firms to be awarded licenses by the U.S. government. Valero and Phillips 66 have been buyers of Venezuelan crude through the Venezuelan State Oil Company's partner, Chevron. The deals marked the first purchases from the U.S. For the U.S. from the trading houses that were only authorized this month to market crude from Venezuela. As President Trump promised, that money is going back to the Venezuelans for proper use. Sources declined to be identified as trade deal information is confidential. Valero, Vitol, and Phillips 66 did not immediately reply to a request for comments. The White House also did not immediately respond to a request either. Vitol and Trafigura bought the Venezuelan oil at about $15 a barrel discount to the global Brent benchmark, according to the sources. U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright also said Friday that initial sales of Venezuelan heavy crude worth some $500 million had been negotiated at $15 a barrel discount to Brent. So whatever the Brent crude oil prices are, $15 less than that. And it says that they're selling that oil and making about $8.50 a barrel is what it basically points down to. But again, that Venezuelan oil, the Gulf Coast refineries are set up to handle that heavy oil, so it makes it a little easier for sure. So, okay, the largest U.S. electric grid expects all-time winter demand. Winter electricity demand on the largest U.S. power grid, the PJM interconnection, is expected to set an all-time record next week as large swaths of the United States brace for an Arctic blast of cold weather. Just kind of give you an idea, the PJM, that's kind of the northeast, down into about like South Carolina, and then all the way over to like Michigan. So it's a big one. Okay, so that would top PJM's all-time winter high of 143,700 megawatts set in January 2025. PJM is the biggest grid operator in North America, serving 67 million people in 13 states and Washington, D.C. PJM has been struggling to keep up with booming demand from the proliferation of big tech's power-hungry data centers needed for the rapid expansion of artificial intelligence. PJM was not immediately available for comment. In November, the grid operator said it would have sufficient resources to serve the 67 million in its footprint this winter under expected conditions, even as electricity demand continues to outpace the addition of new generating sources or resources. So the key word here is if the electricity demand continues under expected conditions. It's a lot of pretty big if there. The cold front will bring frigid temperatures to the eastern two-thirds of the country. The National Weather Service said, expecting sub-zero lows to spread from the northern plains to the northeast by Sunday and reach the Gulf Coast by early next week. I saw a post where northern Florida is going to get down around 20-some degrees at night. So much for global warming. I'm going to take a break, be back with more of the Friday edition of the Exploring Energy Radio Show right after this.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show. Have you ever wanted to broadcast high school sports, but were just a little bit worried about having no experience? This is Aaron Skinny Calc, voice of the Elk City Elks. I was in that boat years ago. I took a chance and called a couple of playoff basketball games, and it was more fun than I thought it could possibly be. Now I'm on the call for every single game Elk City plays. That could be you. Paragon TV is expanding and is searching for broadcasters. If sports broadcasting is something that you want to try, go to ParagonTV.com and click the apply button. If you love sports and love to talk about sports, this job is for you.
You know why people like going out to eat? It's a little treat for them. They get to leave the house and go somewhere else and have somebody else cook the food and serve it to them and clean up afterward. All you got to do is pay and leave.
I know a lady that makes it at Janice's Cafe. We go out there and eat all the time. You know why? It's not at home, and it's better than what we cook. You know, one of my favorite things to eat at Janice's Cafe? The catfish. It's good. It's got the crispy breading. Oh, it's like they made it with love, with a little bit more love on top of it.
Bacon cheeseburger.
Best bacon cheeseburger in the business. Name another one.
Mushroom and Swiss.
Best mushroom burger there is ever. Janice's Cafe can make all those burgers for. Of course, they got burgers. Got the best burgers you can have.
Do you think more people drink sweet tea or unsweet tea?
Well, you know what I am.
Half and half.
Half sweet, half unsweet. Janice is located on the south side of Elk City, where you go into the movie theater, right there next to Arby's. You'll be able to find it because there's a big old sign up there that says Janice's Cafe.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and I just learned that people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas have just restored their 20,000th well site. They've been doing this work voluntarily now for decades, spending tens of millions of dollars restoring one well site at a time. Many of these old well sites are 50 to 100 years old, abandoned by their original owners. But now, the land is restored, so the current owners can make it productive for generations to come. See how they do it at oerb.com/micro.
You got 5-6 tractors out there. You got a dozer, a traco, a grader, something like that. I mean, you go through a lot of oil in a season. I mean, you'll use a few hundred gallons in a season. So here at Shamrock, we have the same specification oil as the other brand, where people think that they have to use that for a certain color on their tractors and stuff like that. But we have the same oil specifications as they do. Works just as well, does the same thing, lubes it just the same. Price comparison is, it's not even a comparison. We have a better price than anybody around on that type of oil. They can come in and talk to us, see what they want, or give us a call, and we can come out, see what they have, fill their tanks, set them tanks. That's what we've done here in the past. We've converted a lot of farmers over to our brand, our house brand of motor diesel oil. The price savings it's huge for them. We sell it to oilfield companies also. They use it in frac pumps, and they're not happy, you know it, and it's working great for them.
Shamrock is the name of the company. It's 2111 South Main, Elk City, south of Fred's Steakhouse.
The price savings it's huge for them.
Fine Line wants your car, and they're going to pay you for it. Top dollar. Call Steve Jones at Fine Line, 225-9111. 225-9111. Make some money.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
One Source Control Products, one of our great new sponsors on the Exploring Energy radio show, now open in Weatherford. The old H&C building, 400 South Access Road there in Weatherford, just south of the interstate. You can call them at 580-330-1161. It used to be hard to get, parts, pipe valves, and fittings, welding supplies over in the Weatherford area. Now you can. One Source carries a wide range of items: pipe, valves, fittings, controls, regulators, hydraulic hoses, and fittings. They've got gloves, tapes, batteries, filters, just to name a few. And now they have welding supplies, plus iron and metal like angle iron, square tubing, channel iron, among other items. And they sell consumables such as soap and salt sticks. Plus, One Source has a pump repair shop that can handle any of your pump repairs from methanol to glycol. The repair technicians work on all Chemray, Tex-Team, and Western pumps. Say hello to Butch Black. I don't know if he's not, I don't think he's stationed in the Weatherford, but he's around One Source. So you'll see him. Locations in Elk City, Canadian, Texas, and now in Weatherford. Find out more online at One Source, the numeral 1, sourceok.com. OneSourceOK.com. ASCO Equipment. What a great place to have right here in western Oklahoma. So if you're looking for heavy equipment for sale or rent, you're wanting to try to trade in your equipment to up your game, they are ready. Their new and pre-owned construction equipment fits your needs and your budget. ASCO is a leading provider for the Oklahoma construction, agriculture, and energy sectors. The big stuff: loaders, cranes, dozers, excavators, forklifts, backhoes, tractors, compactors, pavers, skid steers. When you partner with ASCO, their equipment repair shop ensures quick and efficient heavy equipment repair and construction equipment maintenance. Did you hear about that? Partner. They want to be a partner in your project. They mean it. They've got flexible rental rates. You can talk to EJ Gredeman or anybody there, really, but EJ's on the rental side. For sales, it's Bart Shields. For equipment sales, branch manager Jeremy Bridgman, he'll put you in the right direction. Call them at 323-3422 or online at ascoeq.com, ASCOEQ.com. Fred's Steakhouse, your destination for fresh USDA-graded beef, ribeyes, New York strips, filet mignon, and sirloins hand-cut daily by their in-house butcher. Also home of the $4.99 chicken fried steak. Served daily, hand-battered country gravy, house-made mashed potatoes. Fred's has numerous side options available along with the fresh salads and soup of the day. If chicken is your choice, Fred's offers grilled, barbecue, teriyaki, mushroom, baja, of course, fried chicken, 7 kinds of chicken. Hard to beat that yard bird, in my opinion. However, those pork chops are pretty good. Maybe seafood's what you crave. They've got fried, grilled shrimp, fish tacos. They got grilled salmon. They got freshwater catfish, fried catfish. Fred's has appetizers sure to please everyone. Cap off your dining experience with fresh in-house made desserts. Fred's also has a full-service bar. Favorite cocktails, specialty drinks, wines, and ice cold beer. Fred's Steakhouse can host your private event. Located at 2107 South Main Street in Elk City. Call 243-2100. Order online on the Chow Now app. Open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Okay, back at it here. Okay, so this coalition demands nationwide moratorium on data centers. Environmental groups call for pause on U.S. data centers. Here's a surprise. A coalition of more than 230 environmental organizations is calling for a national moratorium on new data centers in the United States, escalating a growing backlash against the rapid expansion of artificial intelligence infrastructure and its strain on energy, water, and climate systems. According to a report by The Guardian, which is, I mean, if they were any more left-leaning, they'd be right, but I'm telling you, The Guardian, major environmental groups including Greenpeace, Friends of the Earth, and Food and Water Watch joined hundreds of local organizations nationwide urging federal leaders to halt new data center construction until stronger safeguards are in place. The coalition argues that the accelerating build-out of AI data centers is driving up electricity costs, increasing reliance on fossil fuels, and intensifying water scarcity, while offering limited benefits to local communities. So they've got this rising opposition, okay, across communities, according to this story from The Guardian. Environmental advocates say resistance to large-scale data centers is no longer confined to traditional environmental circles. I've been amazed by the groundswell of grassroots bipartisan opposition to this in all types of communities across the U.S., said Emily Worth, managing director of organizing at Food and Water Watch. Worth said concerns are emerging across the political spectrum as residents question whether the benefits of AI development outweigh the costs. And I quote, "A lot of people don't see the benefits coming from AI, and I feel they will be they feel they'll be paying for it with their energy bills and water," she said. Then they go on to talk about energy prices and fossil fuel reliance. Water use emerges as a flashpoint. There's the fear factor that we've talked about. But, you know, honestly, I mean, I have definitely seen some pushback on data centers, and I think a lot of it, again, is just because people are misinformed or ill-informed or have formed a preformed an opinion about it. Well, we've got one state senator saying data center moratorium would give assurance to ratepayers. This is about her 3-year data center construction pause plan. The state senator who filed legislation to create a moratorium on the construction of any more data centers for the next 3 years in Oklahoma is offering more details of her idea. Senator Kendall Sachiri, Republican out of Blanchard, introduced State Bill 1488, one of dozens of energy bills filed for the approaching Oklahoma legislative session. As we heard from the energy chairman, Nick Archer, on this show, he said there was a lot. Her measure would create a moratorium or a hold on construction of new data centers in the state until November 1st, 2029. It would also direct the Oklahoma Corporation Commission to study the long-term effects of large-scale data centers, what they might have on state infrastructure and resources. The goal is not to halt progress, Senator Sachiri added, but to ensure that progress does not come at the expense of Oklahoma's quality of life or their utility costs. We owe it to our communities to understand that what we don't yet know before we make irreversible decisions about where and how these facilities are built. The 3-year pause in data center construction would give the Corporation Commission time to conduct a comprehensive review of key concerns, including water supply impacts, utility rate pressures, property value effects, optimal siting practices. The bill requires the Commission to submit its findings and recommendations to the legislature to inform the future policy decisions. Now, here's some quotes from Senator Sachiri. As data centers continue to grow rapidly across Oklahoma, she said, we are confronting serious unknowns about how these large facilities affect our communities, our utilities, and our natural resources. Senator Sachiri goes on to say this bill stems from those unknowns, and there are real serious concerns around what these data centers will bring to our state negatively. We must be sincere in addressing these unknowns and finding the best solutions for the erection of these very large facilities. There may be better solutions out there than what we are currently doing, which is allowing data centers to be sited anywhere and everywhere without thinking through the long-term effects and repercussions. It says by pausing further development, the state can gain empirical evidence on how large-scale data centers interact with Oklahoma's infrastructure and environment, and tailor regulations that protect residents and ratepayers without undermining economic prospects. Senate Bill 1488 has been filed for the consideration during the second regular session of the 60th Oklahoma Legislature and awaits committee referral. I mean, I have mixed emotions here. I mean, I really feel like you need to do your due diligence and you need to really figure out what is going on and, you know, and in other places and how it's working. You know, the thing that I like most about what she said was proper site placement. Put these things in the right place. Okay, well, what is the right place? Well, the old NIMBYs are, well, it's anywhere except my backyard. I don't know. I think, like I said, I don't know if a 3-year moratorium is what we need here in Oklahoma. I think we do need studies to find out how data centers do impact the community, the property value, those kind of things like that, the water usage, the electrical usage. But most of these big data centers that I've been seeing coming through, they're saying, hey, we're gonna provide our own situation. We'll procure our own water, you know, and there's still a lot of questions to be answered on how much water one really uses, how much can they reuse, how many times can they reuse it, what happens to the water when it is discharged, you know, how tainted is it? You wouldn't seem to think it would be very tainted if it was just used for cooling. I don't know if it would be, you know, readily drinkable or potable, if you will, after they do this. I haven't seen enough really solid information to know. However, you know, this the climate greenie weenies are crying for a national moratorium, which they're not going to get any feet to that. I don't see them getting a foothold on that deal simply because too many states are already signing big deals with these data centers to come into their place. You know, I'm not saying build one right in the middle of town. You know, find a place that's away from, you know, it's like the Yukon thing, for instance. We talked about that this week. You know, some Yukon residents like, hey, man, there's nothing out there right now, but if you put this data center in there, you're going to keep us from having a place to put a lot of new houses. Well, don't build the houses right next to it, dude. That's my thought. Just food for thought, though. This state senator is looking to get some traction on a 3-year moratorium so they can get some safeguards in place. I think safeguards are a wonderful thing. I don't know if it should take 3 years to do it. That seems a little excessive to me. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back with more in the next segment of the Finally Friday edition of the Exploring Energy Radio. As Jon Snow said, winter's coming.
This is the Exploring
One of the computers here at the station was crashing and about to lose everything on it, and we didn't even know it. But Dennis knew because he was watching, and he warned us in time.
Hey Gabe, it's Dennis. Our system detected that one of your computers has a hard drive that's about to fail.
Which one?
It's Nathan's.
So what do I need to do?
Well, we probably need to get it in the shop and get the drive cloned to a new machine before he loses any data off of it.
Do you have another computer in stock that we can just get it fixed real quick?
Sure, we've got some in stock. Just need to get it in, get it cloned over, and be good to go.
Okay, thanks a lot, Dennis.
You bet, sounds good. See you.
ITL monitors our computers at Paragon Communications remotely, so Dennis Teal knows there's a problem before we even know it. He helped us save years' worth of valuable files. ITL's remote monitoring comes in very handy here at work. That kind of security system for your computers can keep your business running so you can keep making a living. Have you had a little fender bender and don't know where to get it fixed? Take it to Skunkworks Paint and Body in Sayre. They're a full-service paint and body shop with the skills to get the job done right. They also have computer color matching and custom paint for your motorcycle. All insurance providers are accepted and they work with fleet services. Give Skunkworks Paint and Body a call for a free estimate today at 580-928-5005. You can also find their ad inside the Penny News.
Hi, this is Shawn with Galleria Furniture. If you're looking for the best prices on dining sets, this is the time to shop. The Blake dining set is just $249. The Ashbourne Casual 5-piece counter height dining set is only $399. And if you want something cozy, you can even sit back in the Rowan set. Comfort and value all in one place. And don't forget, we have over 40 sets on the floor and available. Located in Elk City next to Tractor Supply, where friends don't let friends pay retail. This is Shawn with Galleria Furniture. Right now, we've got an incredible offer on the Hudson collection. This leather sofa has all the features: a drop-down table with storage, power recline, touch puck lighting, and even Apple charging tray with USB charging. And here's the bonus. When you purchase the sofa and the love seat, you'll get the matching leather power recliner for free. That's over $1,000 in savings. Located in Elk City next to Tractor Supply, where friends don't let friends pay retail.
Craving a real steak? Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City is firing up flavor 7 days a week. The grill is always hot and the steaks are always fresh. From juicy char-grilled ribeyes, fillets, and sirloins to chicken fried steak, hearty burgers, seafood, and chicken, there's something for everyone. Don't forget the appetizers, salads, and desserts to top it off. Bring your appetite. We'll handle the rest. Dine in or order online now on the DoorDash app. It's more than just a steakhouse. It's Fred's.
Fence building or welding? John 6 will get her done. 6 Wire Company, 580-497-6213.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
This show brought to you in part by American Hose and Supply. For you to keep making money, your equipment and your machinery has to keep running. They'll help you do that. American Hose and Supply inside the Camrock building next to Fred's Steakhouse. They can get any kind of hose for you, any size, any length, pressure rating, suction, discharge. Doesn't make any difference. These people are in the hose business. American Hose and Supply inside the Camrock building next to Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City. They'll help you get you up and going. Call 303-1123, 303-1123. Go to those who know hose. And sustaining Oklahoma's energy resources, part of the OERB. These people here continuing to educate the oil and gas industry. Next one, January 29th, SPCC training. Develop, implement, and maintain an effective oil spill prevention, control, and countermeasure. SPCC plan. That's a Zoom meeting, January the 29th, 11 a.m. It's free. Get yourself registered before end of business, January the 28th. February 5th coming up, best practices for well integrity. Then February 26th, they've got air regulations training. Go to www.soer.oerb.com. That's SOER, SOER.oerb.com to find out more. Get yourself registered. SOER.oerb.com. Sustaining Oklahoma's energy resources. Okay. Getting right back to it. Winter storm to cause cancellation of the Heartland Flyer. Sorry, folks. Due to expected winter weather conditions, Amtrak announces the following service changes for the Heartland Flyer. The 8:25 a.m. OKC to Fort Worth route will run. 5:30 p.m. Fort Worth to Oklahoma City will not run. So it'll get you down there, you just won't get you back. At least they're letting people know ahead of time. Like, hey, here's your one-way ticket, baby. Anyway, all Heartland Flyer trips canceled between Oklahoma City and Fort Worth on Saturday. Sunday, OKC to Fort Worth route will not run, but the 5:30 Fort Worth to OKC route will run. So you could make it back Sunday evening if you headed down there today. Anyhow, that's some silly stuff. I just had to bring that to you. Okay, some advanced merger talks between Devon Energy and Coterra. Mentioned this a little bit when it first kind of hit the airwaves, but there wasn't much in as far as traction on it. But as Oklahoma prepares for a hard winter blast, the weather isn't the main subject at hand for representatives of two major oil and gas companies, Oklahoma City's Devon Energy and Houston's Coterra Energy. Talks of a possible merger by the two firms were said to be advancing, in quotation marks. One such report stated that they were in advanced merger talks, and if it came to fruition, the resulting company would become one of the largest independent shale producers in the United States. For now, there are only reports, and leadership at the two firms are not publicly talking about their intentions, nor just how far advanced they reportedly are in their discussions. Devon Energy, a big player in the Permian Basin of southeast New Mexico, has seen its stock gain 6.4% in the past year. It also recorded large gains in the past 5 years, and this week traded at nearly $37.75 per share, following a 4% gain on Wednesday. So Devon is significant holdings and exploration projects in the Delaware Basin part of the Permian. It also is drilling in Oklahoma's Anadarko Basin. In Oklahoma City, the company is known for the 50-story Devon Tower that soars over the downtown district. The Oklahoma City company also is a player in the Eagle Ford of South Texas, along with the Williston Basin in North Dakota. Coterra also operates in the same plays as well as the Appalachia. The company's website stated Coterra is a premier exploration and production company based in Houston, Texas, with focused operations in the Permian Basin, the Marcellus Shale, and the Anadarko Basin. The company said its Permian acreage position is comprised of 346,000 net acres across the Delaware Basin in Culberson and Reeves counties in Texas, and Lee and Eddy counties in New Mexico. In November of 2024, they announced two acquisitions for a total consideration of $3.95 billion for 49,000 net acres, primarily located in Lee County. This acquisition closed in January of last year, creating a new focus area consisting of more than 80,000 net acres in Lee County, New Mexico. So here's a couple bigs. Going to try to make the biggest one if they do it. We knew that mergers and acquisitions were going to be a part of our future. Now this one just entails somebody close to home with the Devon Energy, the Devon Tower. And then you got some guy that's thinking about trying to build a skyscraper that is twice the height of Devon Tower. I mean, I'll believe that when I see it, but good gravy. You're going to get to build that thing. That would take some craneage. Holy smokes. Twice as big, twice as tall as the Devon Tower. In this kind of wind, that kind of borders on ridiculousness, I think. But I don't know. I could be wrong. All right, well, the winter storm Uri caused a big uproar on nobody was watching the natural gas prices. Well, are state officials monitoring increased natural gas prices during winter storm? Question mark. As a major winter storm prepared to bear down on Oklahoma with snow and ice and potential power outages, natural gas prices on Thursday showed their dramatic increases. But are utilities and state leaders monitoring energy activities to make sure the state does not see a repeat of what happened 5 years ago? Gosh, it's hard to believe it's been 5 years since Winter Storm Uri. 2021. U.S. natural gas futures at Henry Hub surged by more than 40% this week, driven by the Arctic cold front and spike in heating demand. Benchmark gas prices were up from $3.40 per million British thermal units to more than $4.70 per MBTU as they raced toward their biggest weekly gain in 35 years. Prices soared 25% on Tuesday this week, 28% on Wednesday. But by yesterday, mid-afternoon, they were up about 5% to $5.13. They're staying close to that right now. The rising price prompted memories of the 1,200% increase in natural gas prices 5 years ago amidst the 2021 winter storm Uri. Following the historic prices that hit Oklahomans in 2021 and resulted in billions of dollars in bonds used by utilities to cover their expenses, Attorney General Gettner Drummond vowed to investigate and eventually filed suit in April of 2024. Osage County District Court against two firms accusing them of price manipulation during the storm. It will probably be the most significant lawsuit filed by the state of Oklahoma in its history, said Drummond in the summer of 2023. He promised to sue after he hired a private law firm to assist with the investigation. Well, his office is not responding to inquiries, and neither are the major utilities as to this week's storm. He said it would go after those he claimed reaped billions of dollars at the expense of Oklahoma families and businesses back in 2021. At the time, Drummond said the magnitude of this scheme is staggering and unconscionable, and he vowed to do everything in his power to return what was taken and hold accountable those responsible. His lawsuits were against Symmetry Energy Solutions and ET Gathering, and the cases are still making their way before Osage County District Judge Stuart Tate. God, it takes a long time to crawl through the court system, especially when you got these lawyers that all they do is just stall and come up with outlandish ideas. But, I mean, I guess that's what they get paid for. I don't know. Nobody's gone to jail yet, which I think the American people are about ready to start seeing some of that, not only in this winter storm Uri, but in a lot of other places. Everybody talks a big game, but nobody's slapping the cuffs on and doing the perp walk. And honestly, in my opinion, this nation's not going to get any better until they start that business. I don't think anybody should be too powerful to take the perp walk. I think that whoever you are or whatever you do or wherever you've been, if you are breaking the law, you need to pay for it. Old Beretta said, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. I said it a moment ago, but the U.S. natural gas prices hit a 37-month high as freeze-offs cut supply. U.S. natural gas futures soared to a 37-month high on January 22nd, making a record 79% rise over the past 3 days on forecast that extreme cold over the next 2 weeks will boost heating demand to near record levels while at the same time cutting output by freezing oil and gas wells. You're going to have to call out the steamers. Front month gas futures for February delivery on the New York Mercantile Exchange jumped 67.2 cents or 13.8%, all the way up to $5.54 per million British thermal units, putting the contract on track for its highest close since December of 2022. Traders said the market was mostly ignoring the expected release of federal report that showed a smaller than usual storage withdrawal last week when mild weather kept heating demand low. The U.S. Energy Information Administration said energy firms pulled 120 billion cubic feet of gas out of storage during the week that ended January 16th. That reading was bigger than the 106 billion cubic feet withdrawal analysts forecast in a Reuters poll, but below the decline of 228 billion cubic feet during the same week last year, an average withdrawal of 121 billion cubic feet over the past 5 years. So they're drawing down, but not at the rate that they have in the past, even though that smaller than usual withdrawal left stockpiles about 6% above normal levels for this time of year. Analysts said utilities will likely wipe that out and all the excess inventory and pull massive amounts of gas from storage to provide fuel to keep homes and businesses warm over the next 2 weeks of extreme cold. And it's all about supply and demand, folks. That's how it works. And it's supposed to get cold. We're supposed to get the snowmageddon that we'll be talking about for years. Maybe it's going to happen. Maybe it's not. Got a 50-50 chance, I'm thinking. We'll be back with your weather forecast as my lovely assistant has joined me here in the studio. So stick around for TJ and me right after this, as we'll have energy news in my briefs and energy stock prices. Don't you dare go anywhere.
The Exploring Energy Show.
They're expecting me to get whatever task done. To a farmer, a tractor, combine, gets them up and running. He's back in the field, makes some money. Guy in the oil field, their piece of equipment's running again. That makes some money. Solves that problem. I'm Brock Kalk, and my company is American Hose and Supply. We sell all types of industrial hose and fittings, oil field or agriculture. So if you're a farmer and need a hose built, you can come in, we'll build it. You're a oil field customer and need us to come out and see you, we'll come out and see you and take an order or pick up a hose, build it, bring it back to you. If we're competitive on price, we say we'll bring it to you, we'll do whatever it takes to get it to you, make life easier on you. Or you can call us to solve a problem. Hey, can you get this? Why wouldn't you? American Hose and Supply, 2111 South Main, Elk City, Oklahoma, in Camrock Building next to Fred's.
Or call 303-1123. 303-1123.
Why wouldn't you?
Need to dig it? Then it's time to rent it. But call 811 first and then head on over to DJ's Rentals and Sales and let their knowledgeable staff help you get it started. Whether it's a backhoe, a post hole digger, a mini excavator, or a skid steer that you need to help make that job a little easier. You can find them all and more at DJ's Rentals and Sales, 911 South Main Street in Elk City. Text them on the text line at 580-799-7214. Find and follow them on Facebook. And don't forget to call 811 first.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
Are you in a bind and need some cash fast? Yes Finance in Elk City loves to say yes. They can help relieve stress with a loan up to $1,300. Most loans are approved in 30 minutes or less. Yes Finance takes pride in helping you get the money you need for any occasion. Go by the office at 1414 West 3rd Street in Elk City or apply online at localloangroup.com. Again, that's localloangroup.com. At Yes Finance, they love to say yes.
Hey folks, this is EJ Grediman with ASCO Equipment out of Elk City, Oklahoma. If you need rental equipment, I got your back. From excavators to wheel loaders, telehandlers, and forklifts, we rent the brands that you know and trust. With flexible terms, responsible service, and expert support, we're here to keep your job on track. Need equipment? We're on it here at ASCO Equipment. Visit ASCOEQ.com or stop by our Elk City branch, 513 West 20th here in Elk City, Oklahoma, or you can just give me a call, 580-243-9233. Appreciate it, folks, and y'all have a blessed day.
You get a cup of coffee, you walk up to the cashier to pay, and there it is, a world of possibilities right there at your fingertips. The Penny News, our free gift to you.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
This show is brought to you in part by Camrock Supply. Farmers use a lot of oil every season. We all know oil field companies use a lot of oil all the time. Camrock's oil has the same specification, lubricates. That equipment the same as the designer brands, but costs a lot less. Camrock's oil costs less. Just smart business. Folks who use a lot of oil save a lot of money with Camrock. Who doesn't want to save money? You don't even have to have a coupon. Folks who use a lot of oil save a lot of money with Camrock. Camrock Supply on South Main Street in Elk City next to Fred's Steakhouse. Online, camrocksupply.com, camrocksupply.com. Locations in Elk City, Oklahoma City, Midland, Texas, Ulysses, Kansas. Local guys with local ties doing business with their community. And David Allen Guest, loyal listener of the show, loyal supporter to the show, and he is the guy you're going to be glad you're doing business with. If you have minerals and royalties and you need help or you want somebody to manage them correctly, Key word here is correctly, timely. David's your guy. He's been doing it for himself and others for nearly, over 40 years, actually. Managing royalty mineral rights is a complicated process, always changing. David stays on top of it. He'll navigate through every aspect of it for you, and he'll get you the most out of your royalties. Did I mention that? Plus, David's a man of integrity, a guy you're going to be glad you're doing business with. And if you find yourself in a situation that you need to liquidate or sell, David's a buyer of royalties from estates, probates, trusts, and bankruptcies. Those are sticky situations. He can get you through it without taking advantage of you, give you a fair shake. David Allen Guest, certified mineral manager. Call him today, 405-341-8698, or look him up on the interweb. If your power goes out at midnight, you can call Carter Electric. That's because they provide 24-hour emergency electrical service. Want to make sure your power stays on regardless of the weather? Well, Electric Generator by Generac can do that for you. And Carter Electric is authorized to do it for you. They can size it, they can install it, and they can come back and service it. Kervin and Mary Orgain, they're the ones who help you see the light of day even at night. They own Carter Electric. A lot of electric work goes on overhead. Carter Electric has pole trucks, man lifts to get way up high if there's a problem up there. Licensed, insured, trusted. It's Carter Electric providing you this hour's weather forecast. Call them at 225-2447, 225-2447. All right, here it is. What do we got over there, TJ?
Today we're cloudy with the temperature falling to around 16 by 5. Wind chill values as low as -2. Windy with a northeast wind 22 to 25 miles per hour with gusts as high as 38. Tonight, snow before 7 p.m. and then snow possibly mixed with sleet. Low around 3. Wind chill values as low as -13. North-northeast wind 16 to 20 miles per hour with gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 100%. New snow and sleet accumulation of 1 to 3 inches. Possible. Saturday, snow possibly mixed with sleet before 9 a.m., then snow between 9 a.m. and noon, and then snow possibly mixed with sleet after noon. High near 11, wind chill values as low as -17. North-northeast wind 15 to 17 miles per hour with gusts as high as 26. Chance of precipitation is 100%. Saturday night, snow with low around 2, wind chill values as low as -13. North-northeast wind 11 to 14 miles per hour with gusts as high as 21. Chance of precipitation is 100% again. Sunday, a 40% chance of snow before noon. Partly sunny with a high near 19. North wind 7 to 13 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20. Monday, sunny with a high near 29. Tuesday, sunny with a high near 36. Wednesday, sunny with a high near 34. And Thursday, partly sunny with a high near 32. 100% chance.
Don't make it hard to build a snowman out in that kind of cold.
Yes, it is. Stay out of the cold. Negative temperatures is not good.
I mean, and it's
just stay inside.
Frostbite is a real thing.
Yes, it is.
And you got to be smart. Again, check on the old people in your life. Make sure they got heat. Make sure they've got food. Make sure they got what they need, because nobody needs to be out in this thing traveling around unless it's the emergency first responders and those kind of people like that. So if you don't have to go anywhere, don't. I mean, we were fortunate it happened on a weekend.
Yes.
I anticipate probably a lot of church closings between.
But First Baptist Church is going to have a warming area, so people can go to First Baptist Church if they need to get warm.
All right.
Yes.
When are they going to open that up?
I think
today.
I think today. I think it's supposed to be tonight.
Okay.
So
that's good news.
Yes.
I mean, everybody deserves to be warm and
Amen.
dry.
Yes.
And dry. I mean, I thank the good Lord every day for the blessings for me and my family. I mean, there's something about just having a warm house and dry and
for sure
sustenance, no doubt. Here's some energy news in my briefs. Okay, here are my long handles. I'll go with that again. Data center construction outlook. 65% of contractors expect the data center construction market to grow over the next 12 months, compared to just 8% who expect it to shrink, according to the Associated General Contractors of America's 2026 Construction Hiring and Business Outlook, released January 8th of this year. Google turns to CO2 batteries. Google is commissioning construction of a CO2-based battery systems to provide green, reliable backup power for its major data centers in the United States, Europe, and other parts of Asia, the company announced. Venezuela receives oil payment. Okay, Venezuela received $300 million this week from oil sales to the United States. Talked about that. Interim President Delcy Rodriguez said on social media the payment represents the first tranche, a $500 million oil deal announced by President Donald Trump following the capture of Nicolas Maduro on January the 3rd. New Jersey accelerates clean energy. New Jersey Governor Mickey Sherrill, sworn in last Tuesday, ordered the state to accelerate solar energy storage and virtual power plants. She also directed regulators to study how to modernize the traditional utility business model, including reducing utilities dependent on capital spending for profits. Nevada still seeks fuel independence. Nevada exploring ways to reduce its long-standing reliance on California fuel supplies as refinery closures continue in the Golden State, including the back-to-back shutdowns of two major refineries. So Valero's energy refinery layoffs will begin laying off hundreds of workers this spring at its Benicia refinery in the San Francisco Bay Area. The company notified state and local officials its plans to permanently idle operating units and lay off 237 of the 348 employees between March 15th and July 1st. And Virginia moves toward RGGI. Virginia's new inaugurated Democratic Governor Abigail Spanberger has moved to rejoin the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative, reversing the state's previous withdrawal. That Virginia, man, that, whew. Here's something from around the world. BlackRock CEO warns on AI. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink opened the World Economic Forum in Davos with a warning that unchecked AI growth risks destabilizing working and professional classes, calling it a potential failure of modern capitalism. Just 32 fossil fuel companies accounted for half of global carbon dioxide emissions in 2024, down from 36 a year earlier. According to the Carbon Majors report, Saudi Aramco ranked as the largest state-owned polluter, while ExxonMobil was the largest investor-owned emitter of carbon dioxide. India pushes power costs cuts. Oh, are we out of time already?
It is 8:58.
What's the market look like very quickly?
It's looking really good today. It's really green, so
fantastic.
It's a good day.
Keep an eye on the weather. Again, all the basketball has been postponed or canceled, except for maybe the Cordell tournament. I haven't heard complete confirmation. Huh? Yeah. Okay. If we find that out, listen to the Skinny on Sports. For all of our great sponsors, be weather aware this weekend, folks. Be smart. Again, it's going to get cold. It's going to get nasty. Be smart and be safe. For all of our great sponsors, TJ and me saying thanks again for listening. We'll talk again. Have yourself a great day.
There's a good mix of music.
Really good music.
Let's go. Let's go! This is KECO, Elk City.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowell.